morning. I know you are in Central in Texas. So Kenneth is amazing. Hey, I'm taken. I have 2 ex-wives and 1 current wife. So I'm pretty much taken at the moment. But the line is always open. Great. So anybody else in the audience, tell us whether you have had a landing page or you know what it is. So we can always adjust the complexity a little bit, if you will. So it's very dynamic, but I think, most of today session is going to be focusing with Shelina as a guinea pig. She has started to get the domains, and then she's going to get this landing page launched, and then the business will open, and then the floodgate and all of it. So that's the idea, and you guys are witnessing the very beginning of that. So congratulations. And good morning, Robin. Aloha. Thank you for Honolulu. Wow, that's dedicated person. That is 6 a.m. over there, I think. That's really early. So I hope your pina colada is tasting delicious.
Cool.
Great. I'm going to also turn on the recording here before we forget.
So I wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about how we came to this topic, Kenneth, if that would be helpful.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, awesome. So I was in a one-on-one coaching session with Kenneth, which I would recommend to any early stage entrepreneurs, even seasoned ones. It's so helpful to have a coach that knows, tech stacks and processes and things like that. So I was saying, I should really get a website up, and I need these pages. I wanted an about me. I wanted an offer page. I wanted some blogging capability, and the things I might want in the future, like if I were selling specific digital products or courses. And just to give a little bit of background about myself, I'm a financial professional, and I'm offering coaching and planning services, and eventually courses and a community to single millennial women. That's my target market. And my brand is called Money She Says. And Kenneth had the great, this is why coaching is so great. Kenneth had the great insight that getting a website launched can be a 5 to 10K, investment, or, it can be a significant investment while I'm still kind of testing my MVP, right? My minimal viable product. And that ConvertKit landing pages could serve the same, if not a better use for a much lower cost at this initial stage of my business, that it's more important for me to develop a following and get my first few sales than, necessarily need to have a website just yet. And so once we decided the best brand name for me to go forward with, and I actually acquired the domain just to make sure it was available, Kenneth then checked back in with me on how developing my ConvertKit landing pages was going. And I told him that life happened and I hadn't, made any progress with it. So we decided to sync up again and thought this topic would be really useful for our entrepreneurial network out there. So here we are. And I have a list of questions for you, Kenneth.
That's great. Wonderful. Wonderful. So yes. That it looks like it's pretty laggy. It keeps spinning. Is that the case for everybody else too?
It froze just a little bit for me. What I'm going to do is turn off my second monitor, see if that helps at all.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we have recordings, and we're going to try to edit as much as possible. So thank you for bearing with us. We can do anything that we can to minimize the inconvenience. Great. So let's go ahead and jump into the quick PowerPoint presentation, which shamelessly, it was edited 6 minutes ago. It was created 7 minutes ago. But thank you for Emma.
So it's cutting edge, Kenneth. This is the latest and greatest.
It's so fresh, it's going to burn your fingers and hands, your tongue.
I love it.
Yeah. So about who we are, Shelina is the moneyshesets.com. And I believe the website is imminently coming. And I believe maybe at the end of this workshop, maybe let's be nice to give Shelina like an hour or so after, she gets her acts together and then spin up the web page and the landing page. But it's all of it is coming. So moneyshesets.com. And I'm Kenneth, one of your co-hosts. I am the co-founder of ZenBiz. We are an AI agency based out of San Francisco, and I've been in this AI. I do have a computer science background from Johns Hopkins University, so I've been doing programming for a little while, but I'm not going to date myself. I can only reveal that I have two ex-wives. Great.
Ken, before we start, are you able to
Yeah.
turn off the recording? I think it's causing the lag because I think it's just you. It's lagging
Okay.
because I see Shelina so clearly, Ken.
Okay, great. So I'm going to stop the recording.
Yeah.
We have already said all the juicy stuff. So then I'm going to be on my best behavior because all the juicy stuff is already recorded. Great. So I'm going to stop the recording. Great. It's been stopped. Great. So let's talk about some honest facts, being brutally honest here. Everybody has a top of the funnel issue. Now, what is top of the funnel? It's a marketing speak. You bring people into your ecosystem. That is the top of the funnel. These are leads. They may not be qualified. They may not be engaged. These are just leads that have expressed some interest. They have some kind of interactions with you. And I was actually getting some coaching myself not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, oh, I'm having such a huge problem. I don't have enough leads. I think I'm a top of the funnel issue. And the coach sat back, contained himself, and said, Ken, everybody does. So you're not alone. What we're doing here is trying to expand the top of the funnel so that you have more opportunities to bring in. And then you're going to nurture them, bring them middle of the funnel where you can add values either through lead magnets, PDFs, worksheets, email courses to prove your values. And then eventually you're going to bring them down to the bottom of the funnel, which is say, yes, I do. I will. This is the check. That's the bottom of the funnel. That's the life journey of a marketing funnel. Okay. Bring us to the second fact. Selecting a tech stack is saps vitality. It's just like so much out there. If you look at YouTube, if you look at that, there's no shortage of information, right? Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has some kind of conflict of interest. They are pitching that or pitching that. They get affiliate income and whatnot. And honestly, I'm not pitching you ConvertKit, although I do get a affiliate income if you sign up using the link. But I'm also going to put out some alternative. And the reason for doing that is like every one of you has different technical expertise. Some has been doing it for a little while, is very comfortable, putting together HTML and CSS and all those Latin terms, right? But if you're not, you're really focusing on getting 0 to 1, removing the roadblocks to get a web page up as soon as possible. Kind of like Shelina, right? We're putting just a little bit of pressure to have her launch the website within an hour or so after this workshop, which is just a little bit of pressure on her, but we're kind, so it's okay. Bring us to the third point. Mucking around with HTML, if you try to do a full-blown website, and the platform called WordPress runs about roughly a third of the internet websites. So in order to do that, yes, it's pretty accessible, right? But then you still have to muck around with HTML, CSS, and all that stuff. So that is pretty much where the most of the new creators, new entrepreneurs or solopreneurs, those are the problems that are running into very often.
Just like I was.
That's what she said. What Shelina said. Whatshesays.com. Okay. Anybody in the audience have any comment at all whatsoever? Please feel free. Don't be shy. Don't be a stranger. Throw a tomato. Throw something at us.
There is a digital tomato option in StreamYard. So just,
Is that right? Can anybody illustrate that? Okay. So a little backstory how Shelina met. We belong to a paid community called Creator MBA. Is a mega influencer called Justin Welsh, and he started a couple LinkedIn courses about 3 or 4 years ago, and then he took a little bit of a break, and then he just remade this launch. It's called the Creator MBA. It's just like really in depth, and it's for people who wants to really get into digital economy. They want to create digital products, and that's how Shelina and I met. Now, I've been talking about this book quite a bit. It's $1 Million Weekend. You can find it on Amazon for, I forgot, it's like $20 or something, but I actually have a promo code. You can get that from AppSumo for $7, which is a huge deal. Now, Noah Kagan was, I believe, the 20th employee at Facebook, but he actually got fired by Zuckerberg. And, I don't know if they've been talking since, but anyway, Noah isn't really doing too bad himself. He's running AppSumo. It's a 8 figures business. If you're building software, you're building products, there's also a good platform. It's a marketplace for indie hackers, for early creators to sell their software, SaaS products and digital products. So recently he launched a book called $1 Million Weekend. And the whole premise is very simple. Unfreeze your paralysis. You act now. Worry about the how later. Okay. Your life could actually change over 48 hours over just one single weekend. And I'm not going to give away all of the book because that wouldn't be nice to Noah. But the idea is simple. You pick the easiest stack, such as what we're illustrating today. You want to launch something to prove out the demand. Now, what is the milestone of that proven demand? A check, a PayPal, a Venmo. If you get anybody to give you even $1, if you got 3 of these people over a weekend, I think your idea may have legs. And if you can't even make that $3 over a weekend, you may want to iterate or move away to a different idea. So for you to be spending just a weekend to prove out the idea, whether it's viable or not, there's I hate to use this word, game changer. This is not AI. This is me. This is me right here. Oh, it hurts. And so game changer it is. So the idea of today is like, how do you launch this with $0, with no budget? That is the limitation that we're putting ourselves on. No extra money until you bring in at least $3. Hopefully a little bit more than that, because you've been talking to your mom, right? You've been hunting her for at least, the first deal or two. Friends and families, very good way to get started. Okay, so the chunk of today's workshop is going to be illustrating the landing pages and the forms and the broadcast. Now, Shelina is very organized. She and I had a pre-meeting. We talked about some of the questions that we'll be talking about today. So I think that I will turn this over to Shelina and have start the questions that is going to be addressed in the live demo.
Absolutely. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Kenneth. So I had so many questions, because I had a vision of what I wanted the website, to look like in my head, and ConvertKit may be just a slightly different platform. And I wanted to take advantage of Kenneth's tremendous knowledge on all these things too. So I thought, my landing page itself should be some sort of homepage type of, about me, a little bit about me, a little bit about what I do, and most importantly, a call to action, right, for the person that lands on it. And for me, that would be, I believe my best call to action is for them to book an intro session with me or book a consult and see if there's a match with their goals, their financial goals and the services that I offer. So my first question was, what do I think about in terms of a CTA? Both in terms of where does it go, do I need an image of myself? Where do I even position it in the best way? And, verbiage that I should use. What's the best verbiage to use for a call to action on that landing page? So I feel like there's probably a whole science behind call to actions, but I would love to hear, I really enjoyed hearing Kenneth's thoughts, and he's going to share more with us today.
Yeah. Oh, great. That really set up the framework of today's. Now, I'm not holding out on you guys, but I think there's a lot to be talking about in the span of 30 minutes. So we're going to be peeling it off like onions, one piece at a time. So we're going to be talking about the landing pages and the forms. That is the very first entryway into people to your funnel. And then after you do that, you're going to send them an email. They will be in your ecosystem. That's when you can start nurturing this stuff. All of this, they always have a CTA, a call to action, right? So a call to action is actually the button. The button say, get promo code. You click on it. It's a green color, blue color, red color, pink color, whatever it is, something that stands out from the rest of the landing page and the form. So that is main one. Now, one key thing to remember is you basically want to have one CTA per asset being a landing page or form. You don't want to have 3 or 4. Oh, sign up for my email, get my worksheet, and then schedule a call. People do not have the attention span, and it's actually not fair for them to be asked of so many things to do. So depending where you are on that journey, if you and I are just getting on the first date, we're just having coffee. If you're asking for $1 million wire, yeah, you're probably going to get shot down. But if you're only asking me for an email, well, I have like, a couple burner email addresses that I'm happy to share with you. Now, once you do that, you start sending me some assets. Maybe it's a worksheet, or maybe it's a PDF or something like that. I said, Shelina is for real. What she said is for real. That's good. Now it's getting more trust. Then next time you're asking me for something, it would be a lot more smoother, right? So that is the mentality. Does it make sense, Shelina?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So having said that, let's go ahead and gingerly get into ConvertKit. So I'm actually going to sign out first, and I'm going to come back in. Or this thing probably shouldn't be in the recording, but oh man, Murphy's Law. Enter your token.
We can always resync, Kenneth, and try if we can record the steps and send it out.
Yeah.
But feel free to take pictures, right, folks?
Yeah, except the people in the live audience is probably like, what's going on? I didn't stop my breakfast, lunchtime for this. Now, where's my token? My token is in the email. Okay, hang on a sec. Now, next time I'm not gonna make it so realistic. I'm gonna just make it like the perfect scenario, the swan case. Can somebody say something while I'm like struggling? I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. So I'm still seeing your Skyrocket. I'm still seeing your presentation. Let's see, talk a little bit more about the conversation Kenneth and I had. Kenneth made the very great point that, I was also debating what would be the best, call to action for me to even add there. And Kenneth made the very important point that there should be something in the consumer should get something. Your visitor should get something out of, providing an email address or anything, even beyond book a consult. And he had mentioned that I should start thinking about a lead magnet. And I had thought about what lead magnets I could potentially use. I could use the budgeting template that I use with my clients that, the budget that I used to become financially independent by 40, which was just last year. I could talk about, the 5 steps. I'm going to have a 5 steps to set yourself up for financial independence, including everything from tracking your expenses to building a budget to maximizing your employer benefits or your self-employed benefits to, investing in specific ways and setting up your estate plan. So that got me thinking about, in addition to just booking a call, a lead magnet with steps outlined or some sort of, initial problem-solving tool like a budget may be a better even call to action. So we did talk about that quite a bit as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Shelina, for reiterating where we came from, and now that we finally have got unlocked into where we want to go. So this is the landing page of ConvertKit. So anybody can sign up completely. Ooh, it's not seeing the screen. Okay, hang on. Stop sharing screen, present. What I want is share the entire window of this window. Good, this should be taken care of. Awesome. So you guys see what I see, which is the landing page of the ConvertKit. And again, ConvertKit isn't what I'm plugging, but I think it's the easiest for holistic reasons. It gives you the landing pages, the forms, the catalog, the payment, and also the email newsletters, which is all of it. And the blogging too is amazing. And as long as you stay within 10,000, I think the new plan is as long as you stay within 10,000 subscribers, you can do it for free. There's some limitations. You at some point, if you're making good money, I think it makes sense for you to be kind of upgrading to the pay plan, because the auto sequencing, for example, which we'll talk more about shortly, that is already worth the gold. Great. So what we're doing here is we'll first talk about launching a landing page, right? Which is the key of today's presentation. So they have different sections here, but what we're talking about is landing pages and forms. So there is a distinction between landing pages and forms. Landing page is where you can actually punch in a URL, a web address in a browser, and it will actually take over the entire page and you can interact with it. A form is something you would embed onto another web page. So for example, if you already have a WordPress site, you already have Wix, Squarespace, whatever website, you already have that, but you still want to leverage ConvertKit, then you'll use a form. But for today's purpose, we're actually going to the landing page first, because we're assuming we're starting with nothing at this moment. Okay, so part of the beauty of this using the ecosystem is like, without any creative talent, which I was born with none, I never really managed to develop any over my number of decades of lifespan. So I've given it up. So we are going to be creating a new landing page, right? Not a form. And the good thing is they have about 20. And this is the free plan. You get 20. And what we're doing here is we're just going to do a newsletter. Okay. But if you have a podcast, a product, a profile, video, waitlist, or maybe waitlist too. So let's actually look at the newsletter first. The newsletter has about, 15 or so. Okay. So we're also taking a look at waitlist. Waitlist is a little less. So Shelina, let me ask you, how ready are you to launch the first newsletter, first form of communication to your intended audience?
I'd say I'm about halfway there. If I needed to, I could, put together something. I had ideas like, this week in the markets, my latest frugal spending hack, the great book I'm reading, things like that. I could put like 4 interesting items together in a newsletter, and that might be my first one.
Okay, good. Okay, so having the newsletter, I think, is a legitimate way to go, but I think there is a window where it's best time to respond, which is pretty much when people sign up. We want to be able to send them right away. We don't want to have them wait a couple of days. So because we're already giving you this very lenient 1 hour, 2 hour deadline, I don't want to give you additional pressure. So maybe because of that, we'll just do waitlist. So that gives you a little bit more time, gives you a day or 2 of leeway.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, we're reasonable people. So with these pages here, you can just kind of eye on the layout. Does any of this kind of catches your eyes? I mean, like we can customize any component of it, but it's like buying shoes. Yeah, you want to start out with the right type to begin with, and then you can like customize it.
Absolutely. So if you scroll down a little bit, I did see one that kind of caught my eye. That one with the pencils on the left-hand side there.
This one?
Yeah. What do you
Okay.
think about that one, Kenneth?
I like that. I like that. Yeah. So it's called stock. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and preview that so that we can get a better look at it. It's more magnified to say, wow, this is good. You know, the pictures can easily be swapped out. This, I don't know, this peachy color. I don't know how you feel about it, but all of this can be easily swapped out. That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
I think I like a darker, I'm not sure if we'll get into that now, but I would like a darker, more empowering pink color, like a fuchsia almost.
I remember the picture you were in Greece and that
Yes.
pink dress. That's the shade, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Right. So we'll go ahead and pick this. See, we're very democratic here.
I had shared a photo with Kenneth on I spent my 40th birthday summer in Europe last summer as a digital nomad when I was still working full time. And I went to an island in Greece I had not been to in 20 years. I had wanted, to do that. And now when you travel, you can actually book a photo experience on Airbnb and have a photographer take pictures of you, in your vacation or trip environment. So you can just get all your nice pictures, the first time around and then look as gross as you want to for the rest of the trip and be comfortable. But one of the photos really captured, the lifestyle freedom that I want for my clients. And I thought that I would use that photo just to explain a little bit of what Kenneth and I are referencing. There's a photo.
Great. Well, I think part of what I'm excited about is all this nomad, this experience that you have. And now that you came back with probably some perspectives that you didn't have when you were just living in the States. And now you say, well, financial independence is going to allow you many different new opportunities. Yeah. Excellent. Great. So we got this page sitting here ready for us. So the headings, this is the heading, consider the heading, right? So you can just click on it. Everything is WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. So for the interest of time, we're not going to, do a whole copywriting course here, but I just want to kind of show it to you. Every bit of this, can be easily changed. Okay, but now I think we talk about the peachy color right here.
Yeah.
Form background. So for those of you who've been using photo editing for a little while, there might be a dropper, like a color dropper thing. Let's see how. Oops. Okay. So this is getting into if you have an image already, for example, that picture you took in Greece, we can easily upload it here. You can also, if you don't have it ready yet, Unsplash is a way for you to get copyright-free images, royalty-free. Really cool. So as long as you say Greece, it should be able to, it's something to that degree. Instagram, if you already have your Instagram photos, in which very likely, oops, I don't know, I have something that's inappropriate, quite inappropriate. So those are the ways for you to be doing the images on the left-hand side, as well as this background color. Okay, so we are not going to spend too much time on this, except actually let's customize it. Is there anything you can think of, Shelina, that we can customize, without too much fuss?
Sure. Are we able to customize either what it says, the verbiage on the subscribe button?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What might we change that to be?
Yeah. So we are buying you a day or 2 or 3 days of time. So I would say still want to kind of have some excitement.
Mm-hmm.
So it's some kind of wait list. So we want to build the anticipation, but we don't want to have like too much lag. So this is the CTA. The CTA, there's only one single CTA, right? So it's good practice. The only thing that this landing page is wanting you to do is to subscribe. So for our case, we may want to kind of change up the wording a little bit, right? Do you have any suggestions?
keep me in the loop, take the first step, join our community. Let's see, stay in the know, get the inside scoop.
Yeah. I think all of them would work pretty well. Jenny is my go-to CTA person. She's got extensive SEO experience, and she even corrects me and say, hey, there's a distinction between call to action and call to value, and call to value packs a lot more values. So Jenny, do you have any thought about this one, please?
I think Shelina's suggestions are all great suggestions. So, but if I must say, usually I think the standard is just to use 3 words or less to make it punchier.
3 words or less. Okay, that's golden nuggets. 3 words or less for your call to action, so call to value. Great. So then what would you pick? Help me pick.
I feel like I might want to even hear from folks in the audience. Can they given that I'm new about this.
Anybody has any say? Love the CMBA. Thank you, Victor, for the support. I think it's a great community. And again, Victor is also another CMBA member. Actually, we met we also belong to a nonprofit organization on SCORE, and we got along so well that we're actually launching a course on Maven in July, right after my chemo and radiation is wrapped up. And we're going to be launching a course called launching a business with $0 or something like that. That's crazy insane.
Nice.
So this is actually like a subcomponent of that. Is also a preview. We're planting the seeds, and so I'm very exciting. And thank you so much for Victor for all the support. And Victor has a community called the Knowledge Jar. He makes daily videos, how to use AI, usually on the creative side and also sometimes project management. So if you guys are needing a little bit more creative support, let's say, how do I make a headshot? Like the headshot that you see me is a lot better looking than me in person because it was done by AI. I just feed about 2 pictures and then 8 pictures from an actor in Hong Kong, the guy who plays Ip Man. So anyhow, we haven't heard from the audience. So Jenny, would you be able to help me pick 3 words that you would like?
I think get in the know or stay in the loop. What did you say earlier, Shelina?
If it's okay to have a 4th word, I really like take the first step. For me, I feel like it's, and you can let me know if you think that's too, well, actually, now that you write it down, I kind of like get in the know. What do you think, Kenneth? It looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks
At
good.
least for now. Let's,
And you nailed it for now. And that's it. That is also another golden nugget. Well, is you're not limited to one landing page. As a matter of fact, it's a sin to have just one landing page. There's this practice called A/B testing. It should be A, B, C, D, A to Z testing. Every page should have different variations, changing the color, changing the background image, changing the CTA. So thus, you should have a spectrum of landing pages, even they go to the exact same place. So getting to know is perfect for now. And again, we're not going to sign up for what she says.
And I see it's money, she says. And I see Victor's comment that for the CTA, use subscribe now. And what I might do is, then run an A/B test, right? To see if get in the know or subscribe now, works better.
Yes, exactly. And I think like get into the know, it doesn't really, I think it gives us a little bit more flexibility when this is going to be subscribed now. I'm always going to be looking for that email like right away. So I think that could be the subtle differences. But again, let's not split hair. It's about now, not how. So we'll go ahead and launch this first. So this is looking pretty good. I'm sorry, I keep saying what she said. It's
no, that's
money.
okay. I was thinking there's got to be a play. I'll think about a play on words there for the CTA. Like, I don't learn what she says, or I don't know. There'll be something there. It'll come to me while I'm at the gym or something like that. And I'll be like, that's it. That's my CTA.
Yes. So LinkedIn, if you decide to block me, Shelina already forgiven me. Okay, so we'll be good.
Oh yeah. Oh, and if anyone in the audience thinks what my future services might be useful to them, for now, please feel free to follow me on LinkedIn, and I'm going to post when all my stuff is ready.
Yeah. Great.
Soon.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna go in and look at the publishing features, right? So when you publish it, a URL is already given for you. So we haven't really customized it. We're not like making it a branded URL. It doesn't go into my domain. It doesn't go to your moneyshesays.com domain yet. There will be something to do after the fact. But the idea is this is already live. Okay, you can collect email addresses and waitlist right away. So I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to say publish is already published. So copy this. Voila.
All right. And in my account that I made using Kenneth's affiliate link, I believe the URL is going to be like money-she-says. And that's what ConvertKit suggested, Kenneth. And I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that. Is there any benefit to having or not having dashes in the name? Should it have been one word in the URL rather?
Yes. So it is a little bit more complex to add another link on top. So, but I usually want to recommend something that's shorter, easy to type, especially if you're stuck on a mobile. Most people are on the go, so they're using a mobile phone a lot. So
Yes.
I would say keep it as short as possible. Dash is only if you have something that you really want to use the word and somehow it's taken.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Now,
so ConvertKit, their proposal had dashes in it, so maybe I can go back and get the dashes out. I had thought about it. Okay. Sounds good.
I would say make it as short as allowed. Yeah.
Okay,
great.
Perfect. That's very
Now,
helpful.
For those who pay attention, it says still subscribe. There's because it's cached. It's probably cached a little bit more. So I'm gonna come. Oops, I made another novice mistake. I didn't save. So this one isn't auto save. So I saved it and republish it again. I'm gonna come back here. Now this is where sometimes it takes a couple seconds because everything is cached. So this is not showing up as get into the node at this minute, but I promise you, I've done this, many times. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but it's working, right? So now when I come in here, I'm gonna go sign up. This is a fake address. Oops. Subscribe. Now this is the default behavior.
Gotcha.
And what's good is ConvertKit is very good at promoting other creators. If you want that, this opportunity to do it, but you don't have to. So all I have to do is just click out of it. And this is the default behavior, with the shrimp color pink. It doesn't really sit very well with this, but you can easily adjust this message and the behavior anytime. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to the subscriber. Okay. You're not going to see me there just yet because I haven't confirmed. Everything is double opt-in. So I'm going to have to go into let me see if I can do that here in the back end. It's a different screen. If I can get to it quickly, confirm. So I confirmed it in the back end. Good. I'm going to come back here and I refresh, it should move from, it moved from confirmed to confirmed. Voila. So what happens is now I'm into your ecosystem. Just like that. It took about, 5 minutes with some decision. And yeah, I lost my screen. Where are you guys? Oh, right here. Cool. I'm back. Yes. So there, we just complete the entire life cycle from selecting a landing page, creating it, signing up, confirming it. Now that tester 1, 2, 3 is in the ecosystem. Now I realize, we talk very slow today. So I'm just going to go over to the landing page and the form, to the form and show you a little bit how it looks like. So it's not completely unfamiliar. So a form, remember, it doesn't really stand alone. It lives somewhere else. So it makes sense if you have, I don't know, like a different website, Medium, WordPress, Squarespace, and Wix, you will be able to do something like that. So I'm going to pick it simple. And they don't have as many choices here because you're integrating it with another page blocks and elements. So we're just going to pick something like this, something simple. Okay. And this is where you'll be doing the exact same creation process. You can change the CTA. You will change the title text, subtitle text, email, all of this stuff. So the mechanics are pretty simple, pretty similar to the thing. But I would advise probably like focusing on the landing pages more than forms for the time being. Now, so all that we're taking care of. We successfully created a landing page and have more than one landing pages. So you can test out the CTAs, different CTAs, and you only have how many CTA per page? Have one. That's good. Yeah.
And that was
very
something
good.
I learned also in our discussion.
Yes. That's good. That's good. So now I'm going to go into this broadcast thing, which is very, very amazing. So I already have some broadcast out here. So I'm going to create a broadcast. So what a broadcast is, you think of it as a newsletter, but a newsletter is only sent to the recipients. What if I want to save it as a blog? Isn't that hitting two birds with one stone? So let me show you the front end of this.
This is awesome. This is golden.
So this, Shelina, I think you're on my mailing list at the time. So
yes,
you in your inbox has this email. But at the same time, because I checked that box, one checkbox away, now that it becomes a blog post. This information is staying on the internet forever, is searchable. So now let's go ahead and spend a few minutes talking about this broadcast, the mechanics of it. So I'm going to keep it very simple, but just remember, you should probably have a branded broadcast template. So I think I already have some store somewhere here. Yeah, this one is the one that I've been using. Is I take one of the existing ones, and then I customize certain things. From then on, I can just come in here and just create a new broadcast. But for this, we're just going to create a simple one. Okay, I'm going to come in here. I'm not going to change anything, but I think this is where you can be adding what they call the personalized token. So when you collect the mailing addresses, we also collect the first name. You remember on the landing page, and that comes in super handy because I don't know, I can, what is it? How do you get a token in here? Something like this.
So basically you can personalize. That's wonderful.
Yes. as long as you have collected the information up front. I know first name as a fact is a default, so you have that. Last name is more of a something that you have to add on. If you want to do company, all of that stuff, you can collect the form up front. Okay, so I'm not going to do that here. So it looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and preview this. And better yet, send myself a test email. Okay, so this is good. It's sent. Now, what I'm looking for, I'm going to go into my email and I'm going to take a look at it to make sure it's okay. But not just on the desktop, because most people on the go, most people on the bus stop or Uber, farmer's market, whatever they're doing, right? So you probably want to make sure that it makes sense on the mobile as well before you hit that send. And to save you a little bit of time, they have different preview mode here. So I want to double check the email or web, which is the broadcast, using a desktop or a mobile device. So this is going to look like this. Okay, that looks pretty reasonable, right? Again, we have spent no time customizing any of this, and many people don't speak Latin nowadays, so it's not really too helpful, but it's okay. We're going to click continue. It's going to ask us for a couple more. I'm not going to send email for the time being. I'm just going to publish to the web. And this is where you can do a thumbnail. It's very important. People have extremely short attention span. If you don't have an attractive thumbnail, it's SOL. Now, it's funny, Shelina, what did we have you do right before you got on the show? What did Jenny have you do?
Oh, update. My goodness, I hadn't updated my LinkedIn banner. So yes, I have a much lovelier LinkedIn banner now that has my brand name on it.
Yes, and you did it in Canva over how much time?
Jenny took like a minute to do it. I mean, less than a minute.
Yeah. So also Canva it is a free tier, very generous, and you can do a lot of the stuff you don't know, Photoshop, Adobe, anything like that. Just go get a Canva free tier. It will serve you pretty well, and then at some point you probably want to upgrade it for more AI functionality. But for the publishing the web, I'm not going to create a thumbnail here for now. You got some additional options. Again, I am not going to spend too much time on it. I'm going to click continue. I'm going to do publish now, publish broadcast. Voila. So you think of it, we didn't send out any email because I didn't opt in for that today, but we pretty much have created a public announcement. If you think of it as a blog, it's there. I'm going to show you. Come back here, refresh the screen. Voila. Beautiful thumbnail that's missing. Testing. So I have done WordPress for about 2 decades, and I can create that pretty fast, but it's still going to take me about 20 to 30 minutes to create WordPress. But maintaining it is going to take you a lifetime. I've spent so many Sundays because of plugin incompatibilities or it getting hacked, because it runs a third of the internet, is very prone to getting compromised. So if you don't have the infrastructure to support it, doing something like this is going to be like a no-brainer.
Especially for a solopreneur like me, Kenneth, just starting out, I need something, light and agile as I'm testing what the best offer is going to be. So yeah, you've saved me from dealing with WordPress for a little bit, and eventually as I grow and say, if I need something like WordPress, then I can outsource or get somebody with more expertise there. Maybe I'll take that on myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm actually going to stop here. We may risk running over a little bit, but I want to come back here just to kind of wrap up. So what we have done today is only scratching the surface, but the most important part is doing the landing pages. We talk about the forms briefly. We talk about the subscribers. This was a brand new subscriber. And then we talk about doing the broadcast. Again, we didn't send out a newsletter, but we sent out a broadcast, which is kind of like a blog. However, there are other information here. For example, this is the earn, which is the good stuff. We have this product catalog. Okay, this is very important. So we got, let's look at this private mentoring here. So this is a product offer. Okay, once you get your website and your thing going, and I'd be nice, I give you 5.5 days to get it all up and running. Okay, it's on record. So once you're doing that, then you will probably venture into this product catalog, hook it up with Stripe. And this is where people can purchase. I want to get a coaching session. I think this is before I get the fame, so that's why it's so cheap, but it should go up. So anyhow, that where people can book, and then they will be sent the Zoom link. All of it's automated. There's no phone tag. It's 2024. Please don't have any phone tags. It's mentality. Yeah. So, but that is not today's coaching course scope, right? We don't want to swim outside of swimming too much, but I want to show you where your next milestone need to be, Shelina.
Yeah. And I think we should regroup, Kenneth. And I don't know what the right time period is, but to work on the next stuff once I have everything up that we've talked about today. And for the folks that are with us that, take these steps and want to do the product page and the Stripe integration and the Zoom integration and all that stuff.
Yes. And obviously, I know Victor's got to go, but we also have this Maven course that's coming. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be over 4 weeks. We're going to have 1 to 2 live cohort sessions over the 4 weeks. We will also have a community where you have the hands-on homework. You will be having access to DMing to Victor and myself. And at the end of it, there's a capstone project. We break people into small groups, maybe 5 or whatever it is, depending on the number of attendees. And everyone will present their finished products. And then we'll be roasting them with love, though, with passion.
Yeah. Roasting with love. I love it. And how can we find out more about that or stay, keep an eye on that course whenever it's ready?
Yes, there's a very good question. So obviously we haven't got that ready yet, but there is a place for you to go to for anybody that has attended today or watching the recording. Thank you so much for bearing with us. It's been a very fun 1 hour, 60 minutes. And I really appreciate your love for tuning in, listening to Shelina and myself talking about her journey. And I think like we unbreak something today. Now, where's the QR code? I forgot the QR code. But anyway, go into this link. You click on it, you get the recording, the slide deck. You also get some really huge bonus. There is going to be a 30-minute AI assessment. It's only limited to, I think, like 5 or 10 attendees. The first one, first come, first served. So you're going to have to get on this page right away. And the idea is that you probably want to adopt AI, but you don't quite know how to start, how to train your staff, which stack to pick. Well, I already have spent hours and all this youth, and it used to be black hair, now it's pretty gray, because I was like struggling with different technical stacks. But I have done some curation for you. It's going to really give you a fast track. So definitely go into this page. It's going to be a quick sign up, and you'll be getting the email automatically. And then we'll get on the way, and then we'll schedule something together. And within that link, we'll have the Maven information as well.
Awesome.
Great. So we are 2 minutes over, but is there any reaction at all from the audience? Love, hate, tomatoes. Thank you. Got to go. Thank you. Yeah.
If Jenny would like to put that link in the chat or anything like that, the the zenbiz.ai chat.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because it gets stuck. It gets stuck into the comments. Are you able to? I'm not able to comment.
I'm not actually. I would have totally dropped it in there, but I'm not. Maybe that's for the best that people broadcasting can't chat.
True. Wow. A tough cookie.
Yeah. And just limit our capabilities. That's totally fine for everyone's benefit.
Great. Well, Jenny, you have any closing remark?
Oh, good. I'm having internet difficulties here, but great job, guys. I hope everyone in the audience had learned a lot of stuff. I'm sure they did. So have a great day, everyone.
Awesome. Terrific. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Shelina. You guys are so brave. I mean, like, we have gone through some glitches and internet difficulty, but like we prevailed, and I think we've had a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now I got to go on to my.
Now I've got no excuses to get my landing pages together. So.
Yeah, Shelina, because I'm going to the radiation and chemo next. So what excuses do you have?
Yes, no, it's true.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back. See you.